What's up, guys? It is Coco Wednesdays. I'm Coco Kenzie. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not. Go ahead and click that button and subscribe, please, and especially to be entered into our self-care box drawings. If you haven't subscribed, then you can't be entered. So make sure you take the time to click that button. This month's drawing, which I'll be doing probably on our self-care Sunday. So if you go check out my Instagram, make sure to follow at Coco Kenzie on Instagram, and I will be doing the announcement there. And I'll also try to make sure that I bring it back to YouTube just to link the two. But definitely make sure that you click that button to be entered into the drawing. So we will be giving away, like I said, a $25 gift card and a bottle of my favorite cocoa as always, and one of my favorite mugs. So definitely make sure to click that button, tell your friends, share, tell them come on over for some conversation. So if you watched last week's Coco Wednesdays, and if you haven't, go back and check it out, okay? But if you checked it out, then you know that I'm in crisis mode because I'm on the search for a house. So we've got now under 60 days, because last week was 60 days. So we're under 60 days to find our house. So I'm definitely going to continue to keep you up on that journey. But along this journey, I actually found out some really cool things, some on some level already familiar with, but really cool that I wanted to share with you guys. I thought it'd be really cool to bring the Coco Wednesdays. So on our house hunt, and I think I said it last week as well, that something that was really important to us was land. So we want land, and then we also would love to be close to our businesses. So if we could do that, that's ideal, dream. Being from the deep south has proven that things may not be as far along as you think. So that we definitely got a reminder of that this past week as we were searching. Land can be hard to come by without really experiencing racism and going into areas where they don't want you there. And so that was tough. That was tough and interesting. So this is the story, guys. So let's just get into it. So there were a few homes that we checked out, and I kind of knew that we were possibly headed into wrong territory when this particular house that I'm gonna tell you about the story. Driving up, as I'm turning down the road to get to where the house is. Now, mind you, it's myself and my boys and my realtor, who is also black. So we're turning on the street and we see this huge pickup truck with these humongous flags. On one side is a huge, ginormous rebel Confederate flag, and on the other side it is a huge Trump flag. So I'm already starting to get a little nervous, but I'm like, okay, well, this house has acreage. I'm totally fine. I live in my own little world, be away, kind of, and, there are people everywhere who, it is what it is. Right. So as we pull into the driveway, as if you saw again last week, the housing market is really crazy, low inventory. So as we pull into the driveway, we see that there are other people there, to view the house. So we figure while the other people are inside the home, we'll kind of walk the land and kind of get a feel for everything. There's a pavilion, there's a pond there, it's really gorgeous. So we're like, let's just walk the grounds and kind of, see if we like the land, and the land, how usable is it. So we all get out and start to walk the grounds. I look to my left and I see right across the pond, I see a flag stand with a huge Confederate flag. A Confederate flag, and then next to it an American flag. So as I continue looking, I see a little boy who looks like he's a little white boy, a figurine, sitting across the pond, who is dressed in as a Confederate soldier. And next to him is a little boy a black little boy holding a lantern and what looks like reins, but looks like he's the way that the figurine was positioned as though he's giving it to the other boy soldier. And it was blackface, big, huge red lips. So at this point, I'm like, okay. Then I look over, and on the bridge, I see little black, like pickaninny children eating watermelon. So again, black face, big red lips, eating watermelon. So at this point, I'm like, we need to go. Because this is it's an obvious sign that you're not welcome, and I'm in unfamiliar territory, and I'm with my boys, and it's no need for me to test the water. So my realtor and we look at each other and we're like, it's time to go. And I'm glad to know that my track days were not too far behind me, and that I could still get up and go that fast, because it was a couple of families that were kind of looking like, why are you here? And so I mean, not really, you don't know, so, but, and then maybe they saw the figurines as well, so kind of maybe they were like, so we were out of there. I don't think I've ever buckled those kids up so fast, and we were gone. And now let me say, I am very familiar with blackface. I mean, like Bamboozled is one of my favorite movies. And my mother, as I always credit her, because I'm so grateful to have a mom who really loved history and especially instilled black history into us, uncomfortable, all of it. And I mean, actually, to the point, I even dressed up as famous minstrel show performer, one of the biggest black actors of that time, Burt Williams. I dressed up as him when I was in middle school, and I had like the whole blackface sign, everything, and it was not received well, to say the least, but that's a whole nother story for another day. So completely familiar with blackface. My mother even collected some Mammy figurines, like, because I'm a huge, like, if you know that I'm a huge lover of Gone with the Wind, and I know it can be controversial, that's a whole different topic, but I am a lover of the movie. Don't agree with all the stuff, obviously, but I am a lover of Gone with the Wind. Different story for another day. So familiar with blackface, certainly. But I never really thought about the figurines as much. Like, I mean, I'd seen them kind of, but more familiar with the entertainment of the minstrel shows and kind of what goes along with that. So I decided, okay, well, let's kind of look it up, what these figurines mean. What do they represent to this? Why do people want to have them in their yard? And of course, the obvious with racism. Now, here is the catch of the irony that just tickled my little soul. It really did. So I hope that you like this part. As I'm looking up figurines, the exact figurine that I see with the boy holding the lantern and the reins turned towards the little white Confederate soldier. The cool thing about it, I found out, well, first, I guess I'll which story though. So I found out that those were figurines used for people who wanted to alert the slaves, like a code. It was a code for people to know that that was a safe house. That, and contingent upon how the figurine or lawn jockey was dressed, then it would let you know that you could either trade horses there, you could, they would feed and house you, or that they had a way for freedom to get you to Canada. Now, this was mostly in the North, and they start to come down south more as people moved. So just the irony that the things that were very based in racism actually that are being used for racism now, and I'm sure in times, the irony that they were actually used to help slaves. So I thought that was hilarious and so cool. And then to go even a step further, the actual origin, as legend has it, of the lawn jockey comes from the story of a little boy, Jocko, nickname, and I believe the real name was Tim Graves. And on December 24th, 1776, before George Washington was to go over and lead the troops over the Delaware River, a slave's son, his father was going to help. His son, who was also a stable boy, wanted to be a part. He wanted to fight, to do something. So George Washington, as they say, told him that, they didn't need him there, but his role could be to help make sure the horses stay there, and that way, just in case they need to flee, that everything would be ready and they could flee and come back right away. So December 26th comes, and of course, at this point they fought, they have won the battle, and they are coming back. Well, in coming back, there is a huge blizzard. The blizzard is treacherous. So on December 26th, when they come back, they do find Jocko holding the reins and holding the lantern to lead the way to guide them back. But he has, unfortunately, sadly, frozen to death, still sitting there holding these things. George Washington, they say, was so just amazed and wanted to honor him that he decided that he would have a statue erected on Mount Vernon, his home, in honor of the boy. So hence the story and the origins of the lawn jockey. So again, the origin of that, to praise a black boy. And so just the irony of what it's being used for now, or in that particular instance. I just found that so interesting and so cool, and definitely something I wanted to share with you guys on Cocoa Wednesdays. If you were familiar, then oh my goodness, let me know what you think, or just like some other cool stories maybe you have, or something similar. Or just like if you think it's a cool story, let me know. Like, definitely, I love sharing these kind of things because I think it's so important to know history and to understand it better so we can be better. And sometimes it's just check yourself. So I'm not, now that I'm a mom, sometimes I do have to move differently, because I would now probably, like if I didn't have kids, take that information to the home and maybe even not, have to confront people in an ugly way, but just leave a little note about that history, and sometimes just, awaken people's soul and let them know sometimes, because maybe it could change their perspective. Thought that was a fun little nugget. Again, let me know, and share your stories in the comments. That's what it's here for. That's what we love to share on Cocoa Wednesdays. I am still on my hunt for a house. I will continue to keep you posted once we find whatever we find. And even if we don't find anything, I'm gonna let you know that too, because so many of us are going through whatever our experience are since the pandemic has happened. And again, I know, and I will not downplay the privilege that I even have to be able to search for a home. And so I recognize that, and I still continue to keep others in my prayers. My family and I, we do definitely, we're all in it together. So if you have not, definitely click that button, subscribe, like, comment, head over to my Instagram. Follow me at Coco Kenzie on Instagram. Follow me at Coco Kenzie on Facebook. And also, I'm, again, still new to Twitter. I'm figuring it out. Follow me on Twitter. And just check me out. Come along with this journey with me. And I will definitely be glad to go on the journey with you as well. Many love, light, blessings. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Peace, love. Talk to you later.